Hey everybody, I'm your host, Last Skatepod, and this is Info Bytes for the 20th of January 2013. Primal Carnage, the dinosaur murdering simulator, has got some DLC released. This is of course the Get to the Chopper DLC that has been in the works for a while now, and it's kinda simple to work out what the DLC involves. The objective is simple for the human team, which is to reach the helicopter, but on the way, reaching certain objectives, and of course, killing the dino team. The objective for the dino team is even simpler, to make the other team lunch. The Get to the Chopper DLC takes place on one jungle downpour map, and when I said the objective is simple for the human team, I may have lied slightly. The human team not only has to reach the helicopter, but first radio the pilot and turn on the refueling. And it gets a little more complex. All the time they're doing this, they're being stalked by a Spinosaurus, like in the Jurassic Park movie we don't talk about anymore. This is quite a nice refreshment for the game, due to the fact that beforehand, Primal Carnage only had one game mode, which was a standard deathmatch. Well, as standard as dino killing goes anyway. The Get to the Chopper DLC is now available through Steam. It has been announced that Crysis 3, everyone's favourite computer melting game's multiplayer beta, will be starting in late January on the 29th. The beta will run for 2 weeks on the PC, PS3 and Xbox 360 and will feature 2 team-based modes taking place on 2 maps, an airport map and a museum map. The 2 modes that have been confirmed are Hunter mode and Crash Site mode. Crash Site mode is a King of the Hill type mode, so the normal affair where a point needs to be captured to gain points and will spawn in different locations and 2 teams fight for control, and of course the alien superweapon. Oh, wait, that's also standard. Hunter mode involves 2 teams except one team is permanently cloaked, or the Hunter team if you will. Another team is waiting for extraction. So oh boy, you can see where this is going. The objective for the Cell team is to stay alive, and the task for the Hunter team is to kill the Cell ninja style. Each time a Cell dies to a Hunter, they will respawn on the Hunter team, so it is very similar to Halo's Infection mode. Crysis 3 is scheduled for a North America release in February 19th and February 22nd for Europe. On Wednesday, the Koch Media Group spent a sizable amount of money in the THQ auction. For anyone who doesn't know, I'll give a short recap of sorts about the THQ auction. To begin with, everyone probably knows that the publisher THQ filed for bankruptcy late last year. Pretty soon companies were all starting to get interested in THQ, but not the entire company itself, but the individual titles and studios it held. So when THQ was denied a quick bankruptcy sale, it was then ruled to benefit all interested parties to hold an auction to sell off THQ's titles and studios. So, back to the actual news article at hand. Koch Media has bought the licenses to Saints Row and the Metro series, which are probably some of the titles that people are more interested about what happens to them. Not only did they buy Saints Row, they also bought the developer of the game, Volition. Koch came out with a statement after the sale saying they were promising a bright future for the newfound titles and studio. Well, I'm actually kind of paraphrasing, but I'm not going to read the entire statement. But Koch say they were excited to lead these well-known titles into a bright new future. If anyone's interested to know, the Metro rights cost the media group $5.8 million and the studio Volition cost them $22.3 million. In League of Legends news, the long-awaited Mac client for the popular MOBA game has finally been released. At the moment it's in beta. A Mac client for the game has been a fairly long time coming, and beforehand there was no way for Mac users to play League of Legends. In a post about the client, Riot Games, the creators of League of Legends, said that they've been working hard to make sure that both builds of the client for PC and Mac are balanced, so no client will have an advantage over the other. It's been confirmed that the PC and Mac clients share the same base code, so this means that they can deliver updates for both clients at the same time. The streaming site Own3D, and no, I'm not going to say that it's owned, is going to be shut down in sometime in the next 2 weeks. This comes after the streaming site has been losing users that have been moving over to Twitch TV. And when it came to a deal with the site Machinima that would have been able to keep the site running with the funding from the contract, this contract sadly fell through. So Own3D has no choice but to stop operation. I swear, 1 week I'll get away from zombie news. A gameplay trailer for Dead Island Riptide has been released, showing off a new feature called Hub Defense. This trailer shows off a new feature that I mentioned called Hub Defense, which involves defending a hub against waves of zombies for a period of time. The gameplay looks pretty good. It looks pretty much the same as the previous game, with a few little changes, but it's looking pretty good even though it's alpha footage. If you want to see the trailer, I'll put a link below. Actually, I won't put a link, whoever uploads this video will. StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm shows us getting ever closer with the opening cinematic for the long-awaited expansion being released in video form. If you want to see it, it'll be below. Might as well make life harder for my uploading lackey. Thanks for watching this week's episode everybody, I've been your host, Last Skatepod, and this has been Info Bytes, the gaming news show. If you want to see more from me or the GGG, click the links.